There are certain spiritual, physical, psychological laws that govern our universe. In this video today, I want to share with you guys a very scientifically grounded, also spiritually significant formula, basically to change any part of your life. Now, I have used this formula to change many areas of my life, my health, my fitness, my relationships, and I'm currently using it now to improve my business, my financial life as well. And so I just want to share it with you guys. It's applicable to any area of your life, and I promise if you follow this formula, it might not be a week, it might not be a month, it might not be a year, but you will see change. Just like anything, it's consistency, hard work, showing up every day that actually makes change in our lives. If you see me swatting, I'm sorry, it's because it's a little bit buggy out here. It's not crazy, but that's that. So let's dive right into it. I have a lot of videos talking about beliefs, talking about how our thoughts affect our reality, so I'm not really going to get super deep into that today. You can go watch some of my other videos. The last one I posted about self-concept is a really, really good one that summarizes a lot of that stuff. So in this video today, I just want to share the formula. And there's a scientific kind of backing for it. I'll share the scientific perspective, I guess, first almost. Is this acronym called BETDAR, B-E-T-D-A-R. The B stands for beliefs, and it basically goes in like a circle. So the B stands for beliefs. Your beliefs affect your emotions. I like to group emotions and thoughts together because sometimes emotions influence your thoughts. Sometimes your thoughts influence your emotions. It goes both ways. So beliefs influence your emotions and your thoughts. Whatever you believe about the world, whatever you believe about yourself, will influence how you feel and how you think. Like I said, I went into detail about that in my last video. Your emotions and thoughts determine the decisions that you make. That's the D. B-E-T-D is for decisions. And all of that is an internal process. The first B-E-T-D is all an internal process. The D can be an external process as well. But your emotions and thoughts influence the decisions that you make in your life. For example, if you feel really lonely, but you also think like, oh, nobody is going to like me. No, people don't like me. The decision you're going to make is you're probably just going to stay lonely and isolate yourself. Whereas if maybe you're lonely, but you have thoughts about like, oh, I'm lonely because I haven't been spending enough time with people, I need to go socialize. That decision that's going to be a different decision. Hopefully that makes sense. Obviously, the decisions that we make directly impact the actions that we take in our lives. And this is where the internal turns into the external world. The actions we take in our lives are based off of decisions that we make before. I mean, if you need to go to the bathroom, you decide, I need to go to the bathroom. If you're hungry, before you get into the kitchen and eat, you decide in your mind, I need to go look for some food, or I need to go eat some food. This is very fun, just very basic examples. Another example is you decide that you want to start a business, so your actions are taking steps every day towards developing that business, whatever it is. You want to get a better physique, your actions are going to the gym 4, 5, 6 times a week to work on your physique. And your actions obviously determine your results, which is the R in the whole B-E-T-D-A-R. And the results that you get are determined directly by your actions, because if you don't go to the gym, you're not going to get a better looking physique. You're not going to be healthier. If you don't eat better, you're not going to be healthier. If you continue to live the same life, nothing's going to change. As they say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And then, this is where it's a circular loop that feeds off of itself. The results that you get influence your beliefs. And so, in the last video, I talked a lot about self-concept. I talked a lot about beliefs before, and beliefs is really where everything starts. If you don't believe that you can be healthier, you're never going to take decisions. Your emotions and thoughts are never going to cause you to make decisions that lead to the actions of a better, healthier physical body, healthier mind. You're never going to get those results. And then because you don't get those results, your beliefs are going to stay the same. See how it kind of feeds off of itself. And so the beliefs we have determine our thoughts and emotions. Our thoughts and emotions influence our decision-making process, our decision-making. Whatever we decide to do or not do influences the actions we take or don't take. The actions that we take or don't take lead to the results that we get or don't get. Whatever results that we get or don't get directly reinforce or start to change the beliefs that we originally held. In bugs, shit. Sorry. So that is a very psychological, scientific model. And like I said, I've been using this to change myself in many different ways. I'll break down how to use it specifically, the best way to go about using it in just a minute, because I want to talk about the more spiritual, metaphysical side of things as well, which is not as much of a formula, but you look in almost any religion, any philosophy, any spiritual ideologies. In Buddhism, they say that, whatever thought, whatever a man dwells upon, whatever you think about consistently, you become that. In Christianity, I believe Jesus himself says this. If not, then I stand corrected. But it says in the Bible that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. I like that one a lot because it involves the heart, which is your emotional center. So it's your thoughts and your emotions. It's not just your mind. It's everything combined, which is the emotion and thought. The E.T. part of what I mentioned earlier. E.T. from home. But then I believe it's the Kabbalion. I mean, there's so many things out there. I get this stuff mixed up a little bit sometimes. But I believe it's in the Kabbalion. It says, as within, so without. As inside your mind, the emotions you hold in your heart and in your body, the thoughts you hold in your mind, and directly influence your external experience of the world. And it's not that it directly influences your external world per se, but it directly influences your experience and your perception of the external world. In the Bible, it also says, as on heaven, so on earth. As in our mind, heaven, so on earth, so in our physical experience. And so, the reason that I mention the scientific and the spiritual side of things is because I think they all say the same thing, they just say it in different ways. Different religions, different cultures, different philosophies say things a little bit differently, depending on their culture, really, and the time. But they all say the same thing. Basically, whatever you think about on a repeated basis is what you become. And who you are, what you become, who you are, directly influences the actions that you take. The actions that you take is the only way to influence the results, the circumstances of your life. So how do we influence this BETDAR cycle, this self-perpetuating loop of belief reinforcement or belief change? I've done a lot of different experimentation in my own life, and it will be a little bit different for each individual person, but from my personal experience, what's been best for me is focusing on the emotions, the thoughts, the decisions, and the actions. Now that might seem like a lot, and it kind of is. It's a majority of that feedback loop that I mentioned. But I have found that for a lot of people, it's hard to change your beliefs just in general, because we get many of the beliefs that we have growing, as we go throughout our life, are ones that we picked up from childhood, and they're really, really, really deep in there. Even if they are not completely logical. For example, like, you believe you're not worthy of like a healthy relationship. That's not logical. Everybody deserves that, But it can be really hard to just say, oh, no, I am worthy of a healthy relationship. That's a part of it, but you get what I'm saying, is just trying to work with just the belief alone will have a positive impact, but it's not nearly as beneficial, as productive, or as efficient and quick, fast as what I'm about to share with you. So, beliefs are there. They influence the way that we see the world, whether you know it or not. It's very good to become aware of your beliefs, first and foremost. That's what I'll say about beliefs. Become aware of the way you perceive the world and the things you believe, and then that'll make the rest of this easier. So, what can we control? Our beliefs are something that happen, that we change over time. If we're being realistic, we change them over time. Some of them we can change within a couple of days, some a couple of months, some a couple of years. Depends on how deeply rooted they are in our mind. And so we kind of become aware of them and then leave them alone. And we focus our attention and our energy first and foremost on our emotions and our thoughts. And like I said, both of them can go hand in hand. Sometimes throughout the day, throughout the weeks, I can just say a certain affirmation in my head, a thought. I can think a thought over and over, and that influences my emotional state into a more positive state. Sometimes it doesn't work. Just depends on the day, really. And so when it comes to the thoughts, it's very straightforward. Basically, positive thinking, positive affirmation. I know it's a lot of, positive thinking, blah, blah, blah. It really works if you do it consistently over time. And you're not saying it just like, oh yeah, I'm happy, I love my life, or I love my life. That doesn't work, because the emotions and the thoughts go hand in hand, like I've said in this video. But the thought portion is very easy, very straightforward. It's not easy, I'll be honest. It's very straightforward though. You just stop thinking bullshit. Stop telling yourself, oh, I can't do this. Oh, poor me. Like, oh, this is so hard. And you start telling yourself, I can do it. I'm the best. I love myself. You stop beating yourself up, you start lifting yourself up. Now the emotional part is a little bit different, I don't want to say harder, but it's just a little bit more complicated, kind of. And this is also very individual as well. I do think there are things that are beneficial for everybody, no matter who you are. For example, though, some people can get in a higher emotional state by dancing. Others, it's like, no, you would never want to do that. Some can do it by singing, others same. It's like, no, you would never want to do that. Some drawing, some going out in nature. So that is individual for you. But the practices I'll share with you to work on your emotional state is 3 different practices. Actually 4. They're all of equal importance, so it's not one is better than number 4. They're all equally important. Number 1 is meditation. If I had to put one at the very top of the list, this would be the most important one. Meditation. Get the fuck off of your phone. Get off of your YouTube. Get off of the Netflix. Even take time away from socializing and even reading books. Like, we as humans need to, I'm not saying you should, you need to meditate. Now, if you've never done it before, you're probably going to start out with 3 to 5 minutes a day, and then you slowly work your way up to, ideally, 15 to 30 minutes at least, honestly. I would say at least 15 to 20 minutes. The closer you can get to 30 minutes a day, the better, honestly, because it just helps rewire your brain. It helps reset your thoughts, your emotions. You become aware of yourself. There's almost no other better practice than meditation. A very simple explanation. You can sit outside in your room, somewhere quiet. You can put some like frequency music in your ear if you want to, but it's best to just do it with nothing. Sit here and just focus on your breath. Just notice like I'm exhaling, I'm inhaling. Thoughts are gonna go to like, oh, what am I gonna eat for dinner tonight? Oh my gosh, like tomorrow I gotta work, I gotta do this and that. Oh, no, back to my breath. Inhale. Exhale. That's how you meditate. I'll make a video longer on it if you want me to, but that's the gist of it. Number 2 is breath work. It's very similar to meditation, but it involves a conscious controlling of your breath. Meditation is just kind of being aware of your breath. You drift off to thoughts, you bring your attention back to your breath. Breath work, you consciously control your breath to change your physical and emotional states. I've done this every day for the last 6 or 7 or 8 years, 6 or 7 years, and it has been probably single-handedly the most transformational practice I've ever done in my life. So highly recommend. I'm going to make some more videos on breathwork. I'm not going to go into it in this video. I'll even make some guided videos, guided meditations in the future. But I'm going to move on to number 3, which is fitness. There's so much science, and I'm not going to get into it. You can look it up yourself. People talk about it all the time on social media. But there's so much science between moving your body and endorphins, positive hormones, and feel-good chemicals being released in your body. Go for a run if you like doing that. I personally am not a huge fan of running. I want to get myself to do it more because I don't like doing it, but I like to go lift weights. I like to come out here and go hike. I like to play pickleball. I like to do different activities like that. Snowboard, things like that. I highly recommend everybody goes to the gym because there's so many positive mental and physical benefits of it, which I'll make another video on, but I think everybody should weightlift. But if for whatever reason you just don't want to, first of all, don't be a pussy. But if I can't convince you to go, then at least start running, going on walks, moving your body, an more intense type of physical exercise. You will, over time, you'll feel it immediately, like when you're done exercising or even while you're exercising, that you just feel happier, more present, and you feel the hormones, the positive chemicals, neurotransmitters, all that good stuff from the exercise. So get exercise however you can. That will positively impact your emotional state. Number 4, which is probably the least important in my opinion out of all of them, but I wanted to include it, is journaling. And that's something that you can journal however you want. You can have prompts you answer every day. You can just stream of consciousness. But for the purpose of elevating your emotional state, what I recommend and what I do and what I've been trying to do more consistently every single day, because it has such a positive benefit, is gratitude journaling. Like, write at least 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for. They don't have to be, oh, I'm grateful for my partner, I'm grateful for my, these big things in my life. It can be, I'm grateful that I woke up today. I'm grateful that I have food in my fridge, fresh water, because a lot of people don't have that. So there's so many things we can be grateful for. Those 4 things will positively impact your emotional state, and when you change your thoughts in a positive emotional state, those two going hand in hand together, that will affect the decisions that you make. Now we're on to D. The decisions you make, there's really not too much to do here. The decisions largely come from our emotions and our thoughts. Only thing I could say with the decisions is just discipline. Another D. Double D. Decision discipline. If you have decided that you want to become a healthier person, you want to eat healthier, you have to continue to decide to go to the gym every day. You have to continue to decide to eat healthy every day. And so, discipline is number 1 thing when it comes to our decisions, and with action as well. Action is straightforward. You can figure out whatever it is you want to change in your life, what actions you need to take, because you don't got to go watch a bunch of YouTube videos, people telling you, do this, do that. You already fucking know what you need to do, bro, or sister, but, men and women alike. You already know what you need to do. Stop bullshitting yourself. You know what you need to do. Now that you've positively impacted your emotions, you are changing your thoughts to build yourself up, support yourself rather than tear yourself down. You're building the discipline to make decisions and stick to them with the action. Then it is inevitable. I guarantee you that it is a 100% chance that if you do all of that consistently over weeks, months, and then years, and it just becomes a part of who you are, the results that you want in any area of your life, it's a 100% chance that you're going to achieve the results that you want. To get that dream body, to get that girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife that you want, to become the person you want, to be better in your business, to be more successful in your career, to be a happier, more grateful person. I don't care who you are, if you follow those steps, then 100%, 100% success rate. The only reason that people don't get that 100% success rate, I've experienced this in the past, done this shit in the past, is that you give up, so you quit. So if you do this shit that I just told you, take notes, go back, watch the video again if you need to, take notes, figure out all the specific ways you need to change your day-to-day life, your habits in here and out here. Do that every single day. If you miss a day, it's okay, just do it again. Just get back on the train. You miss the gym, it doesn't matter, go again today or go again tomorrow. 100% success rate if you don't quit. Now if you have really, really big goals, it's going to take longer than if you have just a goal of like, oh, I just want to be happier. You can be happy in like a couple of weeks if you do this. I promise you. You can become a happier person in a couple of weeks, guaranteed. If you just do gratitude journaling alone, on top of everything else. Now, if you want to, make $100 million, that's going to take a little bit more time. So understand, some of this stuff, depending on your goal, is time variant. But if you don't quit, you'll make it. I promise you. 100% guarantee it. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.